Welcome back to E&D Audio. If you're new here, my name is Brandon, and this channel is all about documenting my journey back in live sound after a 10 plus year hiatus after joining the Navy. So essentially, I'm a beginner again, and hopefully going to be running sound here for some local bands and events in the upcoming future. I'm not going to pretend that I'm an expert. Honestly, I'm figuring this stuff out one lesson at a time, and I'm going into this with a clean slate to avoid any of my ignorance, confusing that with my actual knowledge. So I want to learn things the right way, especially leveraging the technology that we now have available to all of us. So over the past month, I've been spending a lot of time practicing, watching a lot of YouTube videos, reading some manuals, and asking a bunch of questions to one of my mentors, and I've been making a lot of mistakes. But looking back, I've already learned quite a few things that completely changed how I look at live sound. So today I wanted to share the biggest two that I've learned so far. The very first thing that I learned about audio that changed my outlook on everything was gain staging. I first got my mixer, put it up, plugged it in, turned it on, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting any sound. I thought my mixer was broken. I thought I was gonna have to rip it out, package it back up, ship it back, for them to send me a new one that actually worked. My first instinct was to turn the speakers up, and that wasn't really the right answer. However, I figured out that my gain was almost all the way down. However, too little gain, you're fighting the noise. Too much gain, you're starting to get clipping and getting all that kind of distortion. So once I understood that, everything else in the mixer suddenly started to make a lot more sense to me. For years, I thought honestly that a cable was just a cable. I obviously knew that my speaker cables were my PowerCon 1/4 inch and that they made the sound come from the mixer, and that my XLR cables were the ones that went to my microphones. Apparently it's a little bit more deep than that. Balanced cables, unbalanced cables. There was a lot more than I really truly actually realized. One thing that really clicked for me was that balanced cables, they're designed to reject all that extra interference, and unbalanced cables don't. So using the right cable and understanding that really mattered. Which this actually leads me to, I guess, my third discovery and probably the biggest lesson. And that is that how much I've really enjoyed learning. I hate not knowing what I'm doing, being a fish out of water, but once it clicks, no pun intended, I'm hooked. And then I hyper focus on it, and then I charge full steam ahead, and that's how I create E&D audio. But every single topic seemed to lead to three more and three more that I didn't even know about or think it even to go down that rabbit hole. I want to be really transparent with everybody, and one thing I really want this channel to be is honest. I'm not trying to act like I've been mixing for 20 years and that I'm better than anyone else. There's already plenty of people on all the different platforms I'm on, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, that are at that level already. This channel is different. This is following me and my journey from essentially start from scratch to hopefully we'll see where it goes. So those are probably the two biggest lessons I've learned in my first month doing this project. Honestly, it feels like I'm just scratching the surface here. I've still got a lot to learn. So if any of that sounds interesting to you or you just want to support me, I'd love for you to stick around and keep following me along the journey. Thank you for watching. Peace.